Hi there! I know I haven't used this thing in a really long time, and I don't really have any excuse other than I have nothing interesting to say, except for now. About not even an hour ago, I just got off a plane coming home from Baltimore, Maryland, where I attended Otakon this year, and I met a lot of really great people, mostly within the Homestuck fandom. There were several meetups and photo shoots, and basically everyone I met was just really amazing, and if I did see you there, I just want to basically thank you for giving me a great weekend. The final product, though, and the thing that I am most pleased about this weekend is that I got to have an interview with Alex, also known as Octo on Tumblr. You probably know him as either Octopimp or his blog name Octo's Magic Castle. I basically got a chance to meet up with him at the Saturday night midnight party and basically just sit down and have a few words with him about his voice acting, and this is pretty much the resulting footage, so I hope you enjoy.
Hi there, my name is Emily, also known as Alchemistique on Tumblr. I'm here at Otakon 2011 in Baltimore, Maryland, and we are going to interview Alex, also known as Octo on Tumblr, who you will probably know for his Homestuck fan voices. He's sitting right here. We're going to ask him a few questions and just enjoy. Hi there. All right, so first of all, well, we know your name is Alex. Want to tell us a little bit more about yourself? Where do you live? Where are you from? How old are you? What did you study?
Let's see. Well, I'm 24 years old. I live in Colorado. I'm originally from Minnesota. I moved to Colorado this year. I went to college for musical theater. I've been studying theater for a lot of my life. I went to a theater-centric high school, and I worked with a lot of theater even in high school and then through college as well. After I left college, I didn't really do a lot of theater, but I've always wanted to be a voice actor, so that's just sort of, I guess this is a good outlet for me to do that.
When were you first introduced to the concept of voice acting? Like, around how old were you? What got you into it?
Well, I mean, I've been watching cartoons for ages. I mean, like, the earliest cartoon I can ever remember watching is, oh gosh, a long time ago I watched the Lord of the Rings cartoon. That's like the 1970s animated film, the rotoscoped one. And like that's like the earliest one I can remember, and I really loved the voices in that. And going back, it's kind of cheesy, but that's really, and I was like, wow, this is so cool, even when I was that young. And then when I was about 11, I think I found out that that's like a job you can have, and I was just like, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. So that's kind of what I decided. Yeah.
So now you're very well known for your Homestuck voices, obviously. How did you get into Homestuck?
I got into Homestuck in early 2010. So relatively late in the story, I guess, kind of late in the story. Basically, I think the newest panel when I got into Homestuck was when John was going away from the gate. That's when Terezi tricked him, and then there was the alternate time. David just prototyped himself. That's when I started reading. My friend got me into it, and she had me read Problem Sleuth, and I loved it. And I was like, this is great. And I finished it in one night, and then she was like, you should read Homestuck. And I was so resistant to reading it at first. I was like, no, I don't want to read it. It's too long. But I read it and got caught up, and I loved it. So, yeah.
There we go. So, out of all of the voices you do for Homestuck, I mean, you're obviously well known for Eridan, Equius, you do Dave, Tavros. Which one is your favorite to do?
My favorite to do is probably Tavros. Right now, I've done Eridan so much that I mean, to be fair, Eridan is the voice I am most comfortable with doing. I mean, he's really close to my normal voice. Dave is my normal voice, but I still don't have quite a grasp on the character and how I should sound exactly when I do that voice. So, but Tavros is easy for me to do, and I have a really good grasp on the character. So right now, Tavros is just a blast. I love doing it. I mean, it changes from time to time. Sometimes I like Equius more. Sometimes I like doing, Eridan more, or Solix more. It depends on my mood in the day. But right now, it's probably Tavros.
So you have become very well known on Tumblr. You know that you have a lot of fans, some of who are kind of intense. How do you feel about this internet fame and all of these fans that you have?
I am so thankful that there are people who enjoy my work. It's absolutely the most flattering thing in the world. When somebody likes your work so much that they give you a compliment or come up to you in person and tell you, that just means the world. It's just the nicest thing that anybody can do. It's so flattering, and I appreciate it so much. Like you said, there are some fans who are really intense, but they are just that's who they are. They're just really enthusiastic about, showing that they enjoy my work, and that is so cool. That is just absolutely the nicest thing ever, and I'm so thankful that there are as many people as there are who like my stuff, and that's really cool. It's mind-blowing. I'm so lucky.
So aside from Homestuck, do you do voices for any other fandoms, or are you involved in any other fandoms?
Not necessarily fandoms. I've done some voices for some independent projects, like I did a voice for a video game, and I auditioned for stuff here and there. But I haven't really done any voices for any other fandoms. A long time ago, I wanted to do some voices for a BlazBlue fandom. This was like when I just started doing voices. But my voice isn't really fitted for any of those characters, and it was, I don't really care for fandoms to do them that much. I think, that they cast the people with voices because they're really, really good at it. So I don't really like to dub over anything that's already been done. But that's my, I guess that's really my view on fandoms in general. But yeah, I haven't really done any voices for any of the fandoms other than that.
So you get asked this a lot, but of course, what do you recommend for people who want to get into voice acting, especially for mediums such as comics that, are left up to interpretation? Just what do you recommend to your fans who want to start doing this kind of stuff?
I think the best thing to do is to just, number one, don't go out and buy a really nice microphone right off the bat. That is the best advice I can give. Record a lot. Record a lot of stuff and see if you like doing it. Because, making the recordings is easy. Mixing, recording the speech, that's easy. Mixing, getting the levels right, getting sound effects, getting music queued up, to where it works, doing the right editing, and then, doing the stuff in, I recently started using After Effects to do some of my comics, learning all that stuff, that takes quite a bit of time. Not a lot of time, but it's time consuming. So, the best thing I can recommend to do is to just start recording it. Just record a lot of voices. Record this, find out where your voice can go. What sounds good in a microphone? Because something that sounds good in your head or when you say it doesn't necessarily sound good when it's recorded and you hear it back. Just record a lot of stuff. And then figure out what works, what doesn't work, and then move and then sort of narrow down your strong range and what you can work on. And then, work on it all. Work on your, practice your strong range and then reinforce your strong range and practice your weaker range of voices. Obviously, I'm talking about voices, obviously. And move on from there. And you can just, if you decide, yeah, this is really fun, I want to keep doing this, then go out, and start getting a nicer mic and preamp and things like that. And you can start doing cooler stuff. But right off the bat, I wouldn't really recommend going out, because a lot of people think, oh, I want to do voices, I want to go right out and buy a nice mic. I wouldn't really recommend doing that. But anyway, that's my advice.
All right, so now that you are at this age where you're going to, start your career, what are your ultimate goals?
Well, I'd like to be a voice actor as a career someday, but, that's obviously a long, long ways off. But I'd like to do it as a career someday, but, I obviously have a lot of practice to do.
You know what?
And so, as long as I can keep, practicing and just doing a lot of stuff and just keep trying, that's what's important, is just, keep doing stuff. Until I get good enough to maybe consider it as a career, just keep making stuff over and over again.
All right.
Just keep producing stuff and auditioning and diversifying my range of voices and things like that. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for this interview.
You're welcome.
So yeah, that was my my time with Alex, and I really, once again, had a great time. Alex, thank you so much for allowing me to do this interview and taking time out of your convention to basically just sit down and do this with me. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope that everyone who watched it enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.